And on this episode of the Blue Devil Breakdown, we are headed inside Johnson Fieldhouse here at the University of Wisconsin-Stout. My name is Jake Bohlman, and as you know, on each and every episode of the Breakdown, we like to go inside of student athletics. I'm being joined today by a special guest co-host as well, Sara Beran.
And today we are talking about Blue Devil athletics with the volleyball team. One thing this team has shown us this year is a great spirit on the court, and that would not be possible without great senior and captain leadership from Labat and Steph Nichols.
I was saying these two seniors are more than happy to join us today on the Blue Devil Breakdown. And ladies, we're more than happy to have you on the Blue Devil Breakdown. And I guess right off the bat, the one thing that kind of jumps to mind is you two are the only two seniors this year on the volleyball squad. I guess what has that and how has that seniorness kind of inspired you this season?
It's been hard a little bit because with only two of us, there's not a ton of leadership experience and a lot of experience on the court. So for us, it's been kind of a project to make sure the sophomores, especially this year since there's so many of them, to have a bigger role and take a bigger part of the team.
Is there one thing that you're trying to do more as a senior that maybe you didn't realize that you were doing as juniors or sophomores?
I would say definitely taking an underclassman under our wing, really trying to implement in them how we think the program should be run, and just a hard work ethic, and just making sure that they can learn from our experience as we are older than them and have more court experience in the game. So.
Okay, well, how do you try to motivate the team as the captain out on the floor?
On the floor, Kim and I have very different motivational techniques. I'm more of like I'm gonna get in your face and get you excited and jumping around, smiling, and Kim is more of like the deep motivator, like get the ball up and like I don't know how to say it.
Hard nose, maybe.
Yeah. But in a good way.
In a good way. That's always something good to point out to some of the freshmen that might be coming in for the year. With one thing that I've kind of noticed with this team is you always seem to be having fun. But in the long run, what do you think is going to be one thing that when you're all said and done, what are you going to take away from your volleyball? What's one thing at the end of this season, or maybe at the end of 4 years, that you're going to remember more than anything else?
More than anything, I'd say just our relationship as a team. The last 2 or 3 years, we've been really close. Like the freshmen that come in have made great relationships with us, and so just memories overall, not necessarily a game or a play or anything like that, but outside just team activities that we all do together that are hilarious.
Well, then what do you expect to leave behind as seniors for the remaining of the team?
I'd say just we want them to take away that it's important to know that being a college athlete is a big deal, and the fact that you got to play 4 years of a college sport is important, and that's something that people should admire about you. So make the most of that experience while you have the chance.
And just to take advantage of the opportunity that they've been given, like she's saying, that you only get 4 years. And looking back as a senior right now, I can't believe that this is my 4th year and that my eligibility is up now. So just to really take advantage of the time that you've been given and just enjoy it and have fun with it.
Well, with that being said, what qualities do you think volleyball has given you for when you leave this school to pursue your career? What are you going to take from this?
I think it's definitely given me a really good work ethic and determination. Just knowing, like, staying after practice if you haven't had a skill and you really need to get that skill done. Just having that work ethic and just to be able to implement that is, I would say, the biggest thing that I've taken from volleyball.
For me would probably be just like the team atmosphere, like being able to know how others work around you and how to be able to adapt to their style instead of your own, so that everyone can be accommodated.
We talked about off the court a little bit. How about we talk a little bit about on the court? And what I love about having the two of you on this episode is the fact that it's kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum. Being labeled as an outside hitter, correct? And a defensive specialist.
Yep.
And I guess for anyone who maybe doesn't know a ton about volleyball, what is a defensive specialist?
A defensive specialist is.
Because it seems pretty easy. I mean, well, we're going to handle defense. Is that it? Is that it?
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay, a little bit more.
Basically, you're just the captain of the back row. You're in charge of running the back row, making sure that everybody's reading the ball correctly, being in the right positions, reading the ball when the other team is hitting. The advantage of it is that you don't have to use a sub when you come in, so I get to wear a different colored jersey. So that when I run in and out, it doesn't count as a sub because you only get a certain amount of subs per game. So I get to just kind of run in and out.
You get to be in all of the action all the time, pretty much.
Yes.
Lucky girl.
Yeah. Yep, it's fun.
Steph, then I want to come to you real quickly. You know, we talked about defensive specialists. You know, it's kind of your job then as an outside hitter to you're like the offense.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird because being in the front row, you have to be offense and defense all the time, and our defense that we run in the front row can only benefit or make it worse for the back row players. So it kind of everything is on our shoulders at certain points. But offensively, I think is the easier part. You know, you can take care of the ball yourself, but defensively, you have to worry about yourself and everybody else at the same time. So that's part of why it's a team sport, I think, because then, you know, everything you do affects the next person that's touching the ball.
Have you ever thought about, and maybe I'll kind of direct this question towards you, Kim, but have you ever thought about, boy, I wish I could be a kid?
When I was younger, before my height didn't make that a realistic option, but the past years, my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I was a setter. So I did get to play front row, which is a little bit more on the offensive side, but I love defense, so I wouldn't trade it for anything. Absolutely not.
All right, speaking of offense and defense, we're going to head into the MPR room here in just a little bit. I'm going to have the two of you show us some demos and some drills, but one thing we kind of like to finish up with here on the breakdown is what we call the quick three, just kind of three silly, quick questions. And feel free to answer these as truthfully as you'd like. One thing, usually before and after serves, I see a quick team huddle. What's the funniest or most interesting thing that's ever been mentioned in that team huddle? I'm getting giggles right off the bat. So that means either there's something really great happening or maybe not a lot of anything.
Either we make up funny things to say when we put our hands down.
Yep.
Like one time we said kick grass because we didn't want to swear, which we thought was really clever at the time.
I think it's clever right now.
Just in case, the crowd was listening. What else?
We just have one girl on our team, Tori, who constantly is just throwing words out there and just making everybody laugh, and she just keeps the mood really light and makes it fun.
She's a perfect teammate to have.
Yeah.
She just
keeps a smile on her face.
One thing that I've had a lot of people ask me, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this, with the uniforms that volleyball players have to wear, is there ever a wedging issue?
I think I pull a wedgie out after every play.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
I would say because
you get pretty good at hiding it.
Oh, okay.
It's discreet.
There's usually a lot of people here, and it's good to know.
It's a good skill to have later in life.
And finally, I want to see if either of you can demonstrate some of the official signals from the officials.
Okay.
So let's see if you know these. Do you know the official signal for end of match? All right, not bad. All right, official signal for change of courts. Is there a reason that they are so specific when they do those hand signals?
Yeah, they do.
I think
You have to go to training for it. You have to pass a test and go to an entire class for it and make sure you're doing
Probably like a little ribbon.
everything very official. Yeah.
All right, and finally, my favorite, double faults. Or is it
Double touch.
double touch? Is it the redo? Is that the?
this one.
Oh, replay.
That's the one. All right.
Okay.
So again, what's the official signal for redo? I'm gonna stop. Keep it rolling. I'm gonna go turn the cameras back on. We'll have to cut that part out.
Lights. I think
if you just jump around, yeah. Coach that one day.
Yeah.